According to the Small Business Administration and virtually every other statistic I've ever seen online, the success rate for small businesses in the first 5 years is about 30 or so percent. Or worse yet, the pessimistic way to look at it, the failure rate is about 2 out of 3. And I've seen every stat known to mankind and all the reasons. I can tell you, for somebody like me with 3 kids at home, all with an entrepreneurial spirit, they love to do lemonade stands. Both girls want to be babysitters, despite the fact that they're way too young to be babysitters. They'll even make flyers and go put them in people's mailboxes. They want to sell all their stuff in a yard sale at Granny's. Granny has 4 yard sales per year because she thinks that's a way to make money. Bless her heart. Anywho, out of the 3, according to this statistic, 2 of them will be living in my bonus room forever. I do not want that to happen. So that's part of the reason I do a lot of business coaching, not just as a job, but as my own business. This is the reason I've created my own business to help people stay open. Out of all these reasons that people end up not staying in business, I've kind of really looked at 3 very specific ones. And I've been doing this since 2007. And I can tell you, just not from my own personal experience at one-on-one business coaching, but I've done this myself. Even though I know the mistakes, I've made them over and over and over because it's fun learning from your own mistakes instead of just learning from somebody else. The first one always boils down to a lack of experience. And I've talked about experience before and how it can even lie to you. But starting out of the gate, it's hard to have experience at not just starting a business, but growing a business if you've never done it before. Whatever level you want to get to, you might not have experience doing that just yet. I always like to point out startups in this case. You guys watching, you're probably not a startup, but think about it. At one point, you had to be. Even thinking to the parents out there, when we had our kids, you can read all the books, you can read all the blogs, you can listen to all of the quote unquote experts, which is just other parents probably not doing it right. Uh, but until you actually put a little bundle of joy in your arms, you don't know any better. And I'm looking out today. I'm looking out here like you can see that I'm looking. It's a gorgeous day right here, just north of Nashville, Tennessee, here in Gallatin. And there is somebody somewhere sitting in his cube or her office or whatever, doing a job they didn't want to do. They got a case of the Mondays, which according to Office Space will get your butt kicked where I work. Uh, and they're thinking, man, I just want to be outside today. That dude mowing the yard, I wish I was him. And I'll get that call this spring a couple of times from people who say, it's it. I'm ready to hang it up. I'm just going to be a landscaper. They don't have experience at landscaping. They're just dreaming about not sitting in their office doing this today. They're dreaming about being outside, earbuds in, just locked and loaded. And every year I get a dude, and I say a dude because women don't do this. I get a dude that will do this. They'll start their business. They'll go to Lowe's, Home Depot, get the 0-turn radius mower on a credit card, hand out a few flyers, and they're off and running. And it works out great for a while. They're, ex-corporate, pretty organized. They know a lot of people. They go to church, the Rotary, whatever. Folks start letting them do jobs with them. And pretty soon they run into some issues or their lack of experience. They have never managed other crews of people like this. They have never scheduled different lawns. They have never dealt with the weather, the rain, accounts receivable. It'd be that same guy calling me in August talking about nobody wants to pay me. Lack of experience, and even in just some cases, your perceived lack of experience prevents us from moving forward in whatever we think we should be doing, which leads to number 2, which is a lack of confidence. And I know that's real woo-woo sounding, and I'm not a big woo-woo kind of guy, but our lack of confidence is a major issue and what keeps us from moving forward in a bunch of different areas. So if you have decided you want to add a new revenue stream to your business, let's say you're a coach, you're a consultant, you're insert professional advisor here, you know that it might need not just some web copy written and a landing page and maybe a webinar and some new email marketing, and you got to make your own videos and you got to create your own standard operating procedures. And then you start thinking, I don't have time for this. I don't know how to do it. I don't have the experience to do it. Imposter syndrome kicks in, and then you don't move forward. And then lastly is a lack of planning. And you'll hear me talk about that quite a bit. My family goes on vacation every year. My lovely wife plans our gosh, 4 to 5 day vacation way in advance. This past fall, we went to San Antonio. San Antonio is not exactly a vacation capital of the world, and she did as little planning as humanly possible. And for her, that meant a spreadsheet with multiple tabs that was color coded that told us when we were going to the Riverwalk, to the Alamo, to SeaWorld, what the kids would wear, where we would go eat. She did more planning for a mini vacation to San Antonio than most people do for their small business period. And once they feel the lack of experience and once they have confidence issues, that prevents them from doing the planning. So, how do you kind of overcome all of this? You got to reverse engineer. What is it the thing that you want to go do? Decide what it is, make it a small task, not a big major goal. So let's say you do want to create a new revenue stream. You're going to offer this new product, new service. What's the most scaled back version of it you could possibly do? And then what's the most scaled back offer of it you could possibly have? Put it on the calendar, force yourself to go through it, imposter syndrome or not, whether you think you can do it or not, and break stuff, break everything. Know that when you do it, it will be wrong the first few times. I can promise you, not that many people are paying attention. And in terms of staying in business, this is something we have to do over and over to continue to grow our comfort zone. So if you're going to go start a landscaping business, don't quit that day job just yet. Don't go buy that zero turn radius mower. Go borrow a trailer, load your mower on it, and start doing some after hours and on the weekends and gain some of that experience, gain the confidence, and then figure out the planning piece as you go along with it. That planning doesn't always have to be ahead of the schedule. So those are three of the reasons. Hopefully that will keep all three of my kids in business and out of my bonus room forever.